Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams travel to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Today, I have a favorite player prop, spread pick, same game parlay, and a first touchdown score for this contest. Let's keep crushing the sports books like we've been doing all season long. My name is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and I got to give you guys a round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you guys all so much for the support. We just passed 40,000 subscribers, so give yourselves a pat on the back. We appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too. We got a ton of content coming your guys' way. And if you didn't notice, it's October and the NBA season's right around the corner. Now, before we hop into our favorite picks, I do have one note for you guys. If you're new to BetMGM and you want to sign up for it, use the code down below, the link in the description. If you sign up, you bet $10 on Monday Night Football. You get a free $200 in bets once one team scores a touchdown. Go take advantage. All the details are in the description. You definitely want to check that out if you're new to BetMGM. It's one of my favorite sports books to bet on. But without further ado, let's hop into my favorite player prop for this game. It's going to be an anytime touchdown score, and I'm taking Deebo Samuel to score a touchdown, plus 130 on DraftKings. You can find this at, I believe, plus 120 on FanDuel is your next best value. And one of the best things about Deebo Samuel, he can do it in the air and on the ground. As last season, he had 14 touchdowns, 6 receiving, 8 rushing. And this year, they're continuing to use him as kind of a running back kind of hybrid and still throwing it to him in the as a wide receiver. Now, so far this season, Deebo Samuel only 1 touchdown to his name. That came in week 1. So he's gone 2 straight weeks, week 2 and 3, without a touchdown. I don't see him going scoreless for 3 straight weeks. In fact, last season, he went scoreless 2 straight times where he didn't have a touchdown in 2 consecutive games. The third time in each scenario, he scored a touchdown. Hopefully that rings true today. Now, Deebo has scored a touchdown in 12 of his last 19 games dating back to the start of last season. That's a pretty good record, and considering we're this at plus 130, sign me up. Deebo also scored 3 touchdowns versus the Rams last season, scoring a touchdown in each of the games played against them, and he has a touchdown in 4 of his last 6 against the Rams. The 49ers also banged up at running back. We know they don't have Elijah Mitchell, so they're relying on Jeff Wilson Jr. He's been pretty solid. He'll handle the bulk of the rushing, but behind him is what? Jordan Mason, Marlon Mack, 2 guys that don't have a lot of experience in this offense. So let's say, Jeff Wilson breaks off a huge run, gets him down into the top in the 5-yard line, and maybe he needs a breather. I could really see Deebo Samuel being the guy to get the carries at the goal line, which would be awesome because that would be a great chance for him to knock one into the end zone. But even if it's not that, we know Jimmy Garoppolo's not really going to rush one in. It's very slim to none threat. I mean, Trey Lance, maybe you could have said, he might steal a rushing touchdown, but that's not Jimmy G's game. Also, Deebo loves playing at home where they are today. He scored a touchdown in 6 of his last 8 home games. That includes 1 game this year when he didn't get it done. So I think Deebo gets it done. If you look at the only anytime touchdown prop we bet this year was Austin Eckler on Sunday. And what did he do? Go drop 3 touchdowns. Look, if Deebo can score 3 and you think he can, bet on it. Plus 4,700 on FanDuel. I really think Deebo's got a good chance of getting into the end zone. I don't really like any of the other receiving or rushing yards prop. So, Deebo Samuel, counting on you. I'm putting 1 unit on him. Anytime touchdown, plus 130. Great value. Now let's move on to my spread pick or game pick. Taking the 49ers on the money line, which is currently minus 120 on FanDuel. If you want to lay the 1.5 points, go for it. But I'd rather just take this. What if it's like a 21-20 game? I'd rather not be like, why didn't I just bet the money line? So I'll take the money line. Plus, if it ties, we'll at least get our money back. But let's talk about this because, so far at the week, in week 4, 2-2 on spreads. We cashed out on Thursday Night Football. We went 1-2 on Sunday. So this is kind of the break-even point. We need a winner here to have a winning week for these spreads and game picks. And I think we can get it done because the 49ers have owned the Rams over the past 6 matchups, winning all 6 of them. Sean McVay, they've just had his number, and I think they're going to continue that on Monday Night Football. I'm old enough to remember how bad the 49ers looked last week. We bet on the Broncos last weekend, and they got it done in an 11-10 game in which the 49ers made a slew of miscues and just errors and just terrible things. You saw Jimmy Garoppolo ran out of the back of the end zone. Jimmy Garoppolo completed only 8 of 29 passes. Yet, 1 week difference, 1 week and I guess a day. They're now favored against the Rams, the reigning Super Bowl champs. I think that's a pretty good indicator that, Vegas and the sports books expect the 49ers to bounce back, and I expect them to do that. I mean, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo completed 8 of 29 passes last week. He can't be worse than that. And this will be kind of the first defense that the Rams have faced that's truly elite. They obviously played the Bills in week 1, elite defense. Then they got, obviously, the Falcons, and then they got the Rams or Cardinals last week. Now you get in the 49ers defense, elite defensive line, and pretty good secondary as well. And honestly, I think it comes down to Cooper Kupp can't do it all. I mean, the Allen Robinson and Matthew Stafford connection hasn't been that great. They're relying solely on, Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee to throw the ball, and then the run game has just not been all too good, and I think the 49ers can stymie that run game, and then it's going to rely on Matthew Stafford. He could make an error. We know Matthew Stafford, I think he led the league in picks last year. He could throw an interception or two this game, and look, I just think Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers bounce back when they are at home in this one. Give me the 49ers to win on Monday Night Football. I think they can get it done for us. So I'll take the 49ers money line, minus 120 on FanDuel. Sign me up for it. Go get it done, Jimmy Garoppolo and the whole gang. I need you guys to pull out the win on Monday night. Now, of course, it's same game parlay time. We've been pretty close on some of these, and we're going to dive into this one. And so it's a low over-under, so not a lot of options I really like in that, rushing, receiving yards line. But here's a couple I do like. We're running back with Deebo Samuel. He's sneaking his way into here. Anytime touchdown. Deebo Samuel over 29.5 rushing yards. And then Tyler Higbee, we're taking this under 41.5 receiving yards. Now, you might as well throw Deebo in there. He's my favorite prop. I hope we can cash the first leg of this parlay. And I do like his rushing this game. I mean, you look at Deebo Samuel. Week 1 and 2, crushed this line. Had over 50 yards rushing. Then week 3, 6 rushing yards on 5 rushing attempts. I think he gets back to that 30, 40, 50 yards rushing, and they're going to need him in this game. And I'm not too scared of that Rams defensive line. I think Deebo can break one off, and it would be music to my ears if he breaks one off on one of their first 2 drives, gets him down, and gets a touchdown. That would be awesome. Cash a regular prop in one of these legs of this SGP. Now, as for Tyler Higbee, is the one sketchy line. You're taking an under, which I don't love to do in same game parlays, but look at Tyler Higbee. He doesn't have a great matchup for Fred Warner. I just don't see him getting it done. I mean, I know he's going to see some targets. We bet a Higbee over before, and he's cashed. He cashed actually on that Thursday night game against the Bills, but I just don't see it happening. Tyler Higbee has notoriously kind of struggled against this 49ers team, and without a ton of options really stretching the field, I think the 49ers are just going to sit on a lot of routes. Maybe Higbee gets like 5 receptions, but could just be for like 20 yards. I don't see him breaking off a big one against the 49ers team that's pretty good at tackling. So give me those 3 legs. I believe the odds are around plus 600, so I'll be riding with that. Now, of course, it's time for the first touchdown score. Now, on Thursday Night Football, we cashed out with Joe Mixon. Sunday Night Football, we picked the wrong tight end. We did Cameron Brate, got a little too cute, and of course, Travis Kelce gets the first touchdown. But for Monday Night Football, we are going to a guy named George Kittle. We're taking another tight end to score the first touchdown, plus 1,000 on BetMGM. I think it's worth a little bit of a sprinkle. Let's dive into this. Now, the last time the 49ers played on Monday Night Football was actually against the Rams last season. Who scored the first touchdown? Yeah, George Kittle did. Now, you also look at Kittle. He returned last week after missing weeks 1 and 2. Didn't get into the end zone. Well, I'm not saying, he's due. He needs a touchdown. We know Jimmy Garoppolo loves to target George Kittle, and we know when they get into those, first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, and like the 1, 2, 3, 4 yard line, George Kittle's going to be in there. He's known for being a great run blocker, and I don't think it would be surprising to see the Rams maybe forget, George Kittle's always run blocking. Oh, now he's out on a route. Maybe he sneaks into the end zone. Or maybe they do one of those, where you snap it, Jimmy Garoppolo starts rolling, and he does a pitch or underhand to George Kittle. Wouldn't surprise me if they did that. So I do think George Kittle has a good chance. Plus 1,000, it's worth a dart throw. I think he can certainly get it done. It's George Kittle, one of the better tight ends in the league. He's due a touchdown maybe this year. So give me George Kittle, first touchdown score at plus 1,000. Then I asked my fiance for a value pick. I gave her the first touchdown score. She scrolled all the way down. She picked Kyle Juszczyk. Look, plus 7,000 on FanDuel, first touchdown, like George Kittle. Kyle Juszczyk, he's normally in on those goal line things, and just like George Kittle, he could get one of those underhand throws. He could also get a fullback dive. He could get a ton of different things. They throw him out on some routes too. So Kyle Juszczyk, plus 7,000. I mean, look, if the fiance hits this, I don't know what we're going to do, but hopefully he does. I mean, it's great value, plus 4,000 or less on all other sportsbooks. So plus 7,000. FanDuel, look, sign me up. Hopefully he gets it in. If he doesn't get it, hopefully George Kittle does. We're going to ride with those 2 guys' first touchdown scores. But that's going to do it for this video. We appreciate you guys. Rams 49ers. Thank you guys all so much for all the love and support and 40,000 subscribers. Look, if you want to go check out that BetMGM sign-up offer, all the details are down below in the description. Go check it out. Ton of videos coming your guys' way in the next upcoming weeks. NBA season's right around the corner. I'm Austin, and I'm signing out. Peace.